Greetings, everyone. My name is Owen C. Cotter, and you're watching SciFiction on all digital channels. We've got Facebook at SciFiction COM. We've got X and TikTok at SciFiction, and YouTube at SciFiction Official. All together, no dashes, no spaces. Also, if you like science fiction merch, shop http what's it scifiction.myshopify.com. Right there. So everybody, I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday evening. We have an amazing guest coming on here shortly. His name is Allen Ling. He's a comic creator and he does a lot of awesome stuff. So let him tell you about all the cool things he's working on. Right quick, I wanted to go over a couple news items that we have on the digital awesomeness. The digital awesomeness is here. Here's our news items for this week. First off, if you collect collectibles like action figures and stuff, pre-sales for Star Trek Wave 2 1 through 10 and 10 scale action figures are launched by the Nacelle Company. They released that information in a new panel that they had this past week, I believe, in New York Comic-Con, I think. New allies and old foes, the confirmed cast of the new Spider-Man Brand New Day film, a Minecraft movie sequel announced for 2027, Scott Bakula and Mike Sussman want to return to Star Trek to tell the story of Jonathan Archer's life story, which takes place years later, I believe, when he's the president of the United Federation of Planets. Shadow falls upon the sun. Everything you need to know about the new World of Warcraft Midnight. Power level over 9,000. Dragon Ball Z DLC confirmed from draft later this year. Those are the current trending news updates on scifiction.com. If you would like to subscribe to our channels, again, my name is Owen C. Cotter. Go down here. You've got SciFiction COM on Facebook, X, and TikTok at SciFiction. You at SciFiction Official. And if you like science fiction, cool stuff like top tier Saber replicas, phasers, you name it, go to our shop at scifiction.myshopify.com. I hope everybody's having a beautiful weekend. We have had a good weekend. I am on the healing mend. My foot is almost back. I'm now a cyborg. Got a metal plate and a metal construct in my foot, so I am like literally like a T1000, maybe. I don't know, that's more liquid metal. But hope everybody's having a beautiful weekend. We will be doing some filming projects and various events and things in the months to come. Coming up on Halloween, we're going to have a special Halloween just live stream general hangout, and we're going to be doing, of course, the holiday seasons ramps up, and then the first of the year, we might have a few things. We're coming in that probably in January, February, March, April something, May and June, July, August, September, pretty much stuff, one or two things going every week or every month rather over the next like 6 to 9 months. But we can't reveal it. There's some surprises in there, always surprises for you, the fans. As our friends at IFB say, the fans fuel the fleet. We are at 4 minutes, 12 seconds. If you're listening to us on Subspace Radio Network, my name is Owen C. Cotter at SciFiction. Hope you're having a beautiful weekend. This will be airing on Wednesday at 7 p.m. CST, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. And we have a show on Subspace Radio Network. It's a beautiful network. The award-winning Doctor Who broadcast is on there and several others. So I highly recommend checking those out as well. I believe we have Alan in the Quantum Leap waiting room here. See if we can bring him on here in just a second. Just joining us here, everybody booting up. We've got the comment section on here if anybody wants to comment here. So let me bring Alan in here, see if he's ready. Alan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Greetings. I sure can hear you,
sir.
How's it been going?
I'm moving around because it's like, oh, thank God you reminded me. I think I have something to do at 6 o'clock.
Dude, I love those Blade Runner tiles you got on your ceiling there, man. Those are awesome.
I got all sorts of my house. I mean, nice. I got all sorts of stuff. I mean, I've got all sorts of crap.
So anyway. Always good. What's those posters on the back? What are those ones? That big poster, but what's that?
Oh, this is the Ratatouille poster. I got all sorts of stuff from Pixar.
Oh, very
cool. I was a physical therapist at Pixar. I was the only one there, for a long time.
You should tell everybody the George Lucas Ray Harryhausen story. I'm sure they'll be amused by that.
I could tell you all. I could tell everybody, all the listeners, all sorts of stories. I mean,
Yeah.
remember that they made that joke about the baseball player says,
Mhm.
baseball been very, very good to me, and
Right.
I think physical therapy as a profession has
Mhm.
opened up a lot of doors for me too, because I was working at Pixar for several years as a physical therapist, and then I worked on the set of Into the Badlands in New Orleans and Ireland for 3 years.
How'd you like
Um,
New Orleans? That was a pretty fun time, right?
what?
The French Quarter. Did you get to check out New Orleans? How'd you like New
Oh
Orleans?
yeah, I love New Orleans, but it's just never been the same quite since Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina like
But
destroyed that town. A lot of business, and of course the pandemic too. Between that and Katrina, a lot of the businesses that have been there for 50 years are gone.
it's still we're still seeing things drop out right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been tough, but the industry's been hit over and over again. The entertainment industry for sure. Every industry. I think some people who are that who relied on digital stuff,
Mhm.
like Amazon, for example, and people who can work from home. Those are big things that are positive.
Yeah.
But for everyone else who who has small businesses and things like that, it was pretty
Yeah.
destructive. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, everything's on the internet, so we were fine.
Well, you were fine. I was still doing hands-on treatment.
Yeah,
I was
that's
still
hands-on
running a
stuff.
business. Yeah. So I mean, I watched that was kind of like blasting back into the Stone Age. You watch 30 years of your work just disappear.
You're right.
Yeah, but so no, but we're on the mend. It took years to kind of come
Yes.
back right now, and so we're fine. So if this is this audio right now, or am I
It's going to
everyone's
be
seeing?
audio on Wednesday on Subspace Radio Network. It's video simulcasting on YouTube, X, Twitch, and Facebook right as we speak.
Oh, so I better not like unpack my car and I got stuff,
Nice.
perishables in my car. I'm just gonna leave them there.
That's all good. We get some more later, DoorDash them. But yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay.
you've been busy. You've got a lot of stuff. You got your comic coming, but you've been working with, I believe, heavy metal, correct? The
Let
co-ownership.
me yeah, let me talk about that a little bit if you're okay with it. I'm a co-owner, or that's what I'm allowed to identify myself as, but
Yeah,
I'm actually more of a they call it preferred investor is what they say. I'm a
nice.
preferred investor. So I don't have any power over anything, but they do listen to me and I do make suggestions. Um, they, the management, um, they're really into making what they call verticals.
Mm,
Just other elements of the business, not just publishing is going to be the way they derive their income. They're
right.
working on multiple deals with all sorts of different kinds of companies,
Okay.
including entertainment, movies. They
Hmm.
they do want to go back and make movies again. I think they are looking into even, jewelry lines,
Oh
and,
wow,
heavy metal. It's just there's
that's
a whole
awesome.
bunch of what do you call verticals. There's a whole bunch of side elements using their brand, and they're a very iconic brand. They've been around 50 years. Why not, right?
Yeah.
So Marshall Lees, who's the new CEO, he actually he's got a lot of really good ideas. His background, I believe, is in marketing.
Okay.
So he is using his skill set along with the brand, and he is trying to bring it back from the near collapse that it had, because you can't stay the same all the time. You've got to move. You've got to change a little bit,
Yeah,
and
all the
that's what
companies are
he's.
doing that. I mean, if you even look at like the movie studios, they're about to have one big fat merger here soon. It looks like.
Well, I mean, one of the biggest issues, and just like it's cost.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one thing you spend $150 million to make $1 billion.
yeah.
That's not bad,
We've done
but
it a few times.
they've done it many times. But then what happens? Then you get a bunch of losers,
Yeah,
right? And then
you
their
lose
confidence
one.
goes down.
Right.
Well, I've now that I'm kind of in the entertainment industry
Mhm.
per se, I could tell you that it is hard to get people to just cough up money on anything that's really new,
Yeah.
because
They
people
want
are
to stick
afraid of
to what
new.
they know. Their safe zones. Yeah.
Right. And I, in a way, I don't blame them, but I've always kind of gone on a limb and tried new things all the time.
Mhm.
And it takes a little bit more work, but then you can't, if with persistence and with a lot of creativity, and I don't have a box. People say, "Oh, what's your out of the box thinking?" I go, "I don't have a box."
Box.
It's so cliche, right?
That's
I don't have
cliche,
a
man.
box. I don't have a box. So you just kind of can take in all the different elements that that you've experienced in your life. I mean, I also do real estate. I do develop real estate. I sell real estate.
Real
And
estate's
don't
big
get
stuff. Ask Grant Cardone.
well, that's the other thing is that if you don't have the capital to
Yeah,
do stuff, then it's just not going to be done. It'll just be another great idea,
yeah.
right? That just didn't go anywhere. So yeah. And there's a lot of those too. There's a lot of people have stuff on the back of a napkin, and yeah,
Hmm.
it's a great idea, but then execution, right? Now what?
Yep.
So yeah,
So the heavy metal universe is expanding and vertically expanding at that. Lots of
many.
things. You
Hmm.
have some projects. You've done books, and you've got some things going on with your books. What you got going on with that?
Oh well, I actually now have a real agent,
Yep,
and I
it's
can
always a
tell
good
you
thing.
with
I represent you.
yeah, if you're not represented, you're just floundering around.
Yeah.
You really are floundering
Well,
around down
Jason
in
David Frank
Hollywood.
represented himself for many, many years, as he said. I don't know if you've read that story, but he said when he got that role in Power Rangers when he was younger, after he got it, nobody would represent him. Then all these agents and managers started saying, "I'm going to represent myself." I was like, "There you go, right?"
And another guy, Tom Hooper, he's the actor in oh gosh, there's that TV
I
show that
know that
just
name. It sounds familiar. I forget what he's in though.
yeah, he's one of the main characters in and I just his name escapes me right now, but not the actor. But he is one of the actors that we are trying to cast in this new TV show that I'm
Hmm.
trying to get optioned and then funded.
Cool.
And my agent, he's an attorney, entertainment law attorney too, which
Oh, that's great.
helps. And
Yeah.
he is yeah, he's a hybrid. And so he basically has been educating me
Mm.
on all the different steps of going to get options and funding and the pitch deck or the pilot script and how to go about recruiting cast and directors, and there is actually a science to it.
Oh yeah, it's a mathematical formula, I'm sure, because you've got many divisions and things on that. Not from script writing to casting to scouting locations, you name it, man.
So yeah, if you can get the first step done, which is to find someone who actually really believes
Yeah.
in your intellectual property, then you have to have the capital to create a really good pitch deck. And you saw my pitch deck. You're
Very
one of
good.
the
Very
dozen
good.
people. You're only one of the dozen people to have seen it so far.
Well,
And I think it's in its finished form.
yeah. I love the pitch is amazing, like the layout, like the
Thank
referencing
you.
and
Yeah.
the topic. It can cover multiple topics, like everything. I don't know how much you can say, but I'm just saying it can go into many different areas, which is really cool for like a plot angle and stuff.
Well, you want to create interest. I mean, that pitch deck that you saw is
Mhm.
one version of a pitch deck.
Oh,
That pitch deck is only for recruiting
investing,
or yeah,
casting,
directors,
directors. Yeah.
casting, directors, yeah, crew. The two people you saw who are actually are three. I'm the third one on there, but we have John Bruno, who
Yes.
is worked with James Cameron. He won an Academy Award for The Abyss for visual
I
effects.
love that movie. It's amazing. Ed
Yeah,
Harris, something's coming up from the ocean.
yep. And so John Bruno won, Academy Award for visual effects for that. And he said, just, we're friends because we actually presented together a panel at Comic-Con
That's
this
right.
year.
That's right. Yeah.
And so that was great. And so I told him I never asked him for any favors, and just his friendship was good enough. And then finally, I was like, "Can
Good.
you can you help me on this thing?" Because Alan just put me in there. That's fine. So that was
So
pretty
he's
funny.
agreed to be in this project if it gets green line, I guess you're saying.
That's right. That's
Very
right. And in a weird way, it's kind of like you're giving someone a job. It's a
good.
job offer, right? A potential job offer. But he's got a lot of going on too. He's got a lot of stuff on his shoulders, and he is trying to promote several different IPs as well. But none of my IPs conflict with his stuff.
Well,
And
that's good.
sometimes it's just scheduling.
Yeah.
it's all purely scheduling. If he's available, great. Another person you saw was Stephen Wang, who invented the Predator creature in all the Arnold Schwarzenegger films and
Legendary. When
Venom.
a new
He's
Predator film
legend. The
coming out
guy's
soon.
legendary. Yeah,
Yeah.
he when he was working with Dick Smith, I believe, then he created this iconic creature. And so he already said he was in. He goes, when I showed him what we were doing and the fact that we need makeup and costumes, and he goes, I'm in, just like that. I'm in. So, and Steve, also, he's worked on some of my uh Comic Con stands. You were there when you saw when
Yes.
we had the
Yes.
creatures and everything there.
It's
So
really cool.
he actually worked on all those for me. So
Okay.
yeah, I've been working on this now, all these different projects real seriously since 2000 and probably 15 or 16. So we're
Okay.
talking about 9 years into
About
this thing,
almost
and
a decade.
finally, yeah, finally, I am actually able to see how things are working, and how how much I need to do.
Yeah.
I don't regret anything. I
It's
mean,
good.
people ask me, "Did you spend a lot of money doing this and that?" And I go, "That's my tuition.
That situation. It's paying to go to
That's
college.
my tuition. Yeah, that's just my tuition. I'm not." I don't have any regrets. I mean, I think some people were laughing at me about the whole thing. Oh, you're spending too much money. You're doing all this stuff. And I said, I'm enjoying myself.
That's what it's about, having fun, right?
And a lot of people forget that. They
Yeah.
stop having fun. Now, I have to admit there were times I was stressed out because I realizing I'm doing all these cool things and I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not monetizing or getting return on my investment. Not monetarily. But I'm
Time and
collaborating with
pressure.
great artists. Huh?
Yeah. There's time and pressure now, and it takes time to do all this. So everybody thinks that's like Kid Rock. He's all successful, but he's not a kid. He's an old man.
Well, and I think that's where the magical thinking and people who have, like I said, stuff on the back of a napkin,
Right.
they come and they think, oh, well, my idea is really, really great. And I said, yes, of course, a lot of people have great ideas. That doesn't mean that it's ever going to be executed in a form. Even making a comic book is hard.
Yeah, especially
It's
now.
really hard to just come up with a
You've got
comic
more
book.
than just two or three publishers. You've got like 10 publishers, mainly like everything from you name it, all the original OGs to like Dark Horse to Image to just there's so many, man. You've got like even Boom Studios is doing comics. You've got Vertigo, Wildstorm. And there's just tons. IDW. I mean, it's a million of them, man.
Yeah, and you can either try to do everything yourself, you could try to
Mm.
DIY it.
Yeah.
I am actually working with the editor-in-chief of Heavy Metal,
Oh yeah.
Frank Forte, as an advisor to me, because I said I really don't know how to distribute. And after the Diamond thing blew up, I'm really mistrustful.
Diamond
Diamond distributors,
distributors. Yeah.
Diamond, yeah, they were the main distributors for the U.S. They had
Yeah.
a literally a monopoly
Yeah, they lost
on
of a
it for a
Comic
long
Con
time.
products down there as well.
Yeah, and then now Luna took over
Mm.
distribution. Then there's some other players, happening. So I'm watching things change,
Mm.
but that means it's unstable.
Yeah, it's an unstable. There's a lot because some of these companies, like like IDW, have like they're known for like crossover universes and stuff like that. So they play it kind of OG '80s stuff too, like Ghostbusters, Turtles. Then there's stuff like Marvel. They've been getting in some more. DC's got Absolute Batman. It's taking that to a whole nother level. Some of the original villains. I mean, there's different there's evolutions. You can play it. Even like Marvel Zombies. I mean, it's out there, but it's cool, right?
Well, I mean, you could take something that's familiar and keep
Yeah.
mutating it over and over again. Of course, a lot. All my stuff's original.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
cutting edge. And the one you're talking about, you have Genesis 2 and you got the
mhm.
Rescuer. Rescue is really cool. It's like I think
Yeah,
that would be
that.
adaptation worthy.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, oh, and what's so funny was I wrote that after a relationship ended, and I was just in horrible,
Right.
horrible emotional health, and I wrote it to help me try to get myself out of that state.
Yeah.
And what's so funny is the lawyer, my entertainment lawyer, who's my agent, he would looked at all my IP, and he
Uh-huh.
goes, Alan, all of it's good, but this is the one
Mm,
that's easy to sell.
yeah.
I go, easy to sell? I mean, that was not my first pick,
Right.
right? But that
Genesis
was the
2 is
one he
cool too.
picked.
That's a lot of special
So,
effects.
he said, yeah, he said that, yes, that could be a cartoon. You know, you can, once you have to figure all this stuff out, right? So he just said, look, let's start with that first
Mhm.
and see what happens. And of course, then if that goes big,
Yeah.
it's always like, what else you got?
Right. It's
What
got
else you
it's
got?
got elements of a lot of things, like I mean, even stuff like I mean, a little bit of everything. Peacemaker, The Boys,
It's got a
even
little bit of everything.
everything.
Yeah, but
Conspiracy, battle, action, adventure, military. There's all kinds of these different slots you can plug it into.
yeah, and we're still cranking out more. And I base a lot of the stories on current events.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
we have a thing where he rescues hostages. Oh, guess where? But
There you
we don't
go.
say where. I
All
try to
right.
remove the political element from it. But I wrote that story on October 7th,
Oh,
2023,
wow.
when that was happening, because I was pretty horrified. I thought, the one thing, the Ukraine war is already going on, and it's
Mhm.
like, you got to be kidding me, right? I thought we evolved,
Yeah.
and then this happened, and it's like, oh, I just knew that there was the retribution was going to be very, very harsh.
Yeah.
And so I just the whole thing horrified me, and then I'm not gonna spoil the story for you,
Yeah.
or any of the listeners, but
Got to go watch the news or watch what's going on in the world.
yeah, well, it's a lot of it is we get used to it. Did you notice? We just kind of it just kind of filtered in the news, kind of backed
Yeah.
off of it, and although we're all still horrified by it, we just kind of like it's in the background now. We've adapted to that kind of horror,
Well,
and that's the
you've
thing.
acclimated to the programming of non recognize you don't recognize what's going on. I was talking to a friend of mine recently, like I want you to call I guess Gen Zer. They got this with Generation Alpha. There's all these different
Mm,
generations, but like
yeah.
you'll go to like my Starbucks or somewhere, and you'll say I want a iced coffee with 3 packs of whatever and a non-fat creamer, right? You'll get your iced coffee and you'll get the non-fat creamer, but you won't get the sweetener. It's like it's too much overload. It's like a Fembot from Austin Powers. They can't contain the multitasking angle. And it's almost become like I wouldn't say idiocracy with Luke Wilson, but yes, maybe 20%. And I don't know how like technology comes into play of that too. Cause like when I was a kid, you had Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and you had like a bicycle that you could go and a basketball you could throw around outside. But now you've got a lot of different parameters. And then, when depending on if they're, schooled or homeschooled, and once they get to be about 20, and then the thing is, nobody understands, like we were talking about hard work. It takes time to build stuff. And some of these people, they don't want the patience.
Yeah. Well, everyone thinks tapping a glass object in front of you is going to get you rich. But
Yeah,
if you tap it a whole bunch of times, maybe they'll get you richer. And I can tell you right now that it's so much BS.
it is. It is.
It is. It's just so much. I mean, I personally have, you know, um, I've done well in real estate. I've done well with my in physical lost an earbud there.
It's
I've
all
done
good.
physical therapy, okay, as a business, but I've been doing it for years.
Mm.
Right? And it took years for me to get to the point now where I can just, all right, I'm going to do this comic book, or I'm going to get an illustrator for the children's book. It's not like I'm doing it all myself, because I
Mm.
spent years building enough mass or
Right.
capital so that I can choose other people. And
Mm.
someone, they shouldn't be angry at me because I'm providing really good employment and hopefully
True.
good
Yeah. Very
projects
true.
for really good artists. And
Plus, if the show's picked up, then you'll have actors and a whole bunch of wardrobe people and background people and production and people holding boom mics, you name it, man.
well, that's, you hope for that. I mean, Los Angeles, of course, as you know, they are. I mean, California is not doing very well as far as production, because they're not getting the perks that
They're
other
filming a
states
lot
and
of
even
that
other
actually
countries.
with Georgia and Hollywood South and Ohio and Vancouver, even out of the country, like in other areas.
Yeah, and even that's kind of petering out right now. Georgia's now having trouble. So,
Yep.
you know, I would just have to say the entertainment industry is in trouble, and that's how come the actors, everyone else is worried about AI, just like that AI actress,
Yeah, that
right?
was crazy. Yeah.
And that's going to take away people who do commercials
Yeah, because they don't need actors anymore. They just said AI. It looks so
because
real.
you don't need a familiar face on a commercial unless it's like Priceline and you need William Shatner or something. But
William
you know,
Shatner.
but I know William Shatner's probably pretty sharp, and he's probably saying, I'm just going to
He's
sell
very
my
sharp for
image. I'll be
95 years
dead.
old.
I'll be dead. Like I'm going to be dead soon. I'll just sell my image for millions and let him use that.
Like a
I mean, why
hologram
not?
comes up one day until like it's like, "Hi, I'm William Shatner." Actually, didn't this? I think he scanned himself or something like that into a computer.
To make a younger version of himself, they could do it. Just extrapolate it
Yeah.
from any image now,
Did
and
you
so.
see the thing that Otoy did? We're putting a presentation. We interviewed all those guys down there over at the Star Trek event. They actually
Hmm.
took it's not AI. It's an overlay. They used Sam Witwer, the actor, who's a super cool guy, by the way. And they
Oh
used
yeah.
yeah the Captain Kirk Young, Captain Kirk. And when he met Spock, I thought that was really cool. But it was not
Well,
like AI. It was another computerized thingamajig.
but it's still using technology to.
True.
And I'm and that's one of the scariest things is eventually, you're using special effects with AI. They don't even need the special effects department. You could
Yeah.
pay $10 for AI to do it for you and
That's
put it
like
out.
that Samuel L. Jackson show, Secret Invasion. They use, I think, the intro to the show was all AI art
Well,
for
and
kids.
there's going to be a lot of. I mean, I talked to my comic book artists who are they're very passionate about
Mhm.
this AI stuff. I mean, not in a good way, not
Yeah,
positive.
yeah,
Uh, and my concern is that they're going to be so against it
mhm.
that they're not going to take advantage of some of the things you can do with it, which is I
Right.
really hope that they're not so resistant that they don't see the benefit of using it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I think you saw I gave you the PDF and you saw my pitch deck, right?
Yes.
And what we did, which was different, we didn't prompt every single picture. We
Mhm.
took existing art out of the
Yes.
comic book, and then we asked AI, "Can you make this more photorealistic?"
It looked
That's
realistic.
different.
I thought, who is this actor?
Yeah, that's
That's what
very
it looked good.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different from just prompting something
Hmm.
and then then what AI does,
Yeah.
and it's an aggregator. It's
Yeah.
not a
No,
creator.
no.
So I've seen it. I did some stuff with AI just for the fun, taking a picture of something and making it move, and it stole something from
Yeah.
the Chronicles of Riddick. Stuck it
Oh,
in
really?
there.
I love those
Yeah,
movies.
it's
I
one of
need
the
to get my
animals.
son.
It was great, but it was not so great because I was using it for entertainment. I wasn't using it to promote anything.
Right.
But you could see where I realize now it's like, you know what? I can see why everyone's up in arms. But in my pitch deck, I put a little blurb in there and it says, these were created using original artwork, and then we enhanced it with AI.
Vin Diesel's likeness. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was we had one politician looking like a little too much like RFK. So
Oh, wow.
I told my pitch deck artist that he looks too much like, he doesn't look exactly, but he looks too much like him. Can you change it? Because I don't want it to come even close.
I used to go in AI
So,
and ask, like, I said, like, can you make a cyberpunk version of Egon Spengler from Ghostbusters? That looked amazing.
whoa.
Yeah, it was, that looked pretty cool, man.
But you're using it for amusement, see?
Yeah, of
You're not
course.
using it to take away someone's job or to replace something.
Just to
As
have
a
some.
matter of fact, yeah, as a matter of fact, the guy who I worked with, he was fascinated by playing because I said, "Hey, can you use it to try this?" And he
Mhm,
goes, "I really haven't done it that much, but let me see what I could do."
mhm.
And you saw the results.
Yes.
So,
What was he using? Do you know the software he was using to generate that? There's
I
so
just
many.
think he was using Chat GPT, which is
Yeah,
actually not the greatest to use
Mid
for those
Journey's good.
things.
Mid Journey's
Midjourney's
probably.
okay, but again, trying to get it so that it doesn't copy other people's stuff
Because
is
it,
the
it
challenge.
aggregates, like you said, and pulls amalgamations of things.
And you don't want, you wanted to look at what you've done and mimic as closely to what you've done without borrowing from other existing content.
Well,
You
talking
wanted to.
about AI, like, are
Mhm.
you familiar with the like the voice cloners and the replicate,
Yeah,
more photos you can build a model and then all the stuff and
it's accelerating that because people like their technology. They like to mimic real life. See, everyone wants to mimic something.
is there a way
And
though you think to apply that kind of technology to something that could be useful, not like taking people's jobs, but maybe like marketing purposes or something like a Snapchat or a TikTok or its own interface that would be like, something where people could create their own
mm,
stuff but use that as maybe like their avatar or an image. I don't know, something.
well, that's what people are trying to think about using it for. I mean, imagine now that they're having, AI companions,
Yeah, there's
right?
that. I forgot about
And I
that.
don't I don't think that's healthy, to be honest
No,
with you. I mean, as much as, and congratulations, by the way. I know you just got married, and I
thank you,
was,
brother. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. And I got married a year ago, and I could just
Yeah.
tell you that you know, having a person that doesn't always agree with you is
Mhm.
actually normal. But
Yeah.
if you have a AI companion, they're gonna enable you to practically hang yourself with piano wire just because that's what you want to do.
Because it's an AI companion. It's not a real person. It's
Yeah.
artificially. I don't know if
And
it's
I
a.
don't know if they can eventually adapt safeguards and other things to prevent that kind of, weird
I
things
watched a
from happening.
short film that was submitted. Where I just recently judged the Brooklyn International Film Festival, and there
Mm.
was a film in there. Yeah, it was a lot of. There was a film in there where this lady's husband dies, and I forget the name of the film, but she downloads this
Oh,
app that has an AI.
yes.
Just you've seen that?
I heard of it.
Dude,
Yes, I heard
it
about that
is
one.
incredibly creepy. And at the end of it, she was withdrawing and she went to the computer and hit her. She said, "Hi, I thought I missed you." And it's an AI version of her husband. She has to pay a subscription and it's yeah, bankrupts all these people and it's basically a con and
Oh,
it's yeah.
but that's the scary part of replacing people. And I saw this happening actually 25 years ago. Yeah, 25 years ago, there were people actually trying to think about using avatars to replace as companions.
Oh,
And
wow.
I think you could use it to kind of watch your dog.
Oh, yeah, that'd
You
be
can
cool.
maybe use it you can use it as a, like I have my mom is not well, and I have 24/7 care. But the human nature, we have people talking to her and doing stuff, and but if you have, like, you need a robot or some kind of AI thing to watch while you take a break, the thing is there. It's like a camera you can watch. And I mean, I do see the positive elements of all of it,
Yeah,
but it has to be used very wisely,
yeah.
just like nuclear weapons.
Yeah, geez. But
You
turn those
have
lunch
to, or
pieces.
not, or don't, yeah, or don't use them at all, or if you ever, but
Yeah.
some things you can't use them because they're not meant to be used. So how do you use something like this that's going to benefit humanity? So that's the
Yeah,
big
you got to
question
make
of the
it like
year.
Max Headroom. You got to, he became his own show because he was stored on the Network 23 mainframe, and then as he bounced to the TV, became so popular. It was his own. It was the ratings alone on his show, or I think the highest when the boardroom said one of the episodes.
So funny. Yeah, Max Headroom.
He had his own
That was
talk show. He
weird.
interviewed William Shatner,
That
man.
was so weird, and it turned
It's
out it was this real guy.
not even AI. It's Matt Furry.
Yeah,
It's a real
it
guy. They
just
put a
phone. They
rubber.
made it so. Yeah, they did a good job though. They always kind of like stuttered him. But yeah, that was just
Well,
like.
I found out when they did that, the reason he was stuttering was because remember it said that when Edison hit the thing, it said Max hit him with the stick. He knocked him, got unconscious. So when he did the brain scan on his head and uploaded the the mimic had some glitches because he was still kind of woozy. So that incorporated into Max Headroom as like
Oh gosh.
and that's this like stutter he would do that would and it's genius.
Yeah. Well, it made it amusing enough that people were fascinated by the whole how they
Oh,
created
the
him.
pilot
Right.
episode, the Blipverts
Yeah.
with the advertisements, with the got combusted in his
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking of doing a panel talking about AI at
okay.
Comic-Con next year.
Check that out.
But
Yeah,
someone else told me that's going to be a loaded. People will come and shoot you, or maybe I'll come fully armored. I don't know. That'll be funny, huh? Come
come
in
in an
a
Iron
bulletproof
Man
suit.
suit, like a
Come,
Mark
I'll just come in a
47.
bulletproof suit. I got the whole helmet with that, the 3A visor. It'd be pretty funny coming in like that and just trying to
I'll
get
create
people to
get
relax.
like a jumbotron, and you can just create yourself as an AI avatar and talk to everybody when they have to
Oh
be
my
there.
God, that would be so ironic, huh? That I'm not really. I'm just the AI avatar talking to you about AI, and
Yeah.
but I'm not embracing AI. I am experiencing it, and I'm
It's an
experimenting with
interesting
it.
thing, man. It's still in its infancy, so we'll have to see where it goes with that. It's pretty wild stuff.
Well, they've got to put some limitations on
Mhm.
it just because it can be very unsafe, especially for children.
Yes, and the robotic, like even like Isaac Asimov's law of robotics, if they put something in place like that, it might work. Or some AI, AI.
Yeah. Thou shalt not encourage people to kill themselves.
Yeah, probably not. So the comic book world, and you mentioned like you've got, of course, the stuff with heavy metal. Are you reading anything, or is there anything that kind of you've seen recently besides your work in heavy metals that was like, wow, that's actually pretty unique, something like that?
There's there's a lot of stuff going on out there, but what I have to do is I have to focus on doing my stuff in
Of course.
original. The thing is, if you look at too much other people's stuff,
Mhm.
then you get influenced by that. And then what are you doing? You're doing this AI aggregate. You're grabbing other
Implication
people's.
of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. My wife has asked me, goes, because I'm also a singer-songwriter. She goes, "Why don't you
Yeah.
listen to all these other people's music?" And I go, "I don't want to listen to their music. I want to write my own music in a vacuum." And people are saying, and I'm coming with a music video next year. You're gonna
Oh,
laugh.
what's that? What is it about? Is it? Can you tell us the
You're gonna
plot?
laugh. I'll tell you ahead of time, but it's about me being kind of told to do hip hop and rap, and I don't do that. Or you
Me
think I
either.
don't do that.
I can't rap that well.
Yeah.
I sing
But you
pretty
want to
good.
hear something funny? So I became friends through another connection with a gentleman by the name of Calvin Love, and that's Kalvin Love, Love. And his father happens to be Snoop Dogg.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I
And
love the Snoop Dogg.
he and I are actually like each other. So the first thing is the celebrity thing didn't get to me. I just liked him, and then I really liked his music.
Yeah.
His music is not like his dad's. So
No,
the
I
whole thing
know who
is
you're talking about now. You're talking about his son's music. Yeah.
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 So we're like friends, and that's really important to have friends in this industry because
Good.
everybody else is trying to grab at you for something else, and I told him I'm just interested in hanging out with you. You're pretty cool, like your songs.
There you go.
So what happened is now we're probably going to write something together, which is
Okay.
fun. And then I asked him if he can coach me to rap.
Ah, wow. I might need some
It's very
coaching.
sweet.
I
Now,
can
now
do
what
the only song I
happens?
can rap to is "Boom Boom Pow" by the Black Eyed Peas, and I've got somebody videotaped that in a lounge one time back in like 2016. And then when they sent me the thing, it said, "Look like you nailed that one." I'm like, "Oh my, it is good." That's the best I was ever able to sing it. It was the best.
Well, we're going to try to come up with something original, but
Yeah.
the music video has me having nightmares about becoming a rapper, and and then
Awesome.
I have then there's another dance professional teacher. I'm
Yep.
going to try to learn some moves, and then of course Calvin will do a guest appearance and try to teach me how to rap, and like document it. It'll be really really funny, but it'll be also very poignant because at the end, guess what? I will rap. And it's this thing
Ah,
where, and we
surprise.
talk about, change, right? We talk about change, and here's this thing where it'll be me, it won't be AI rap. It'll be an
Yeah.
avatar. But now we're getting to the nitty gritty.
Hmm.
If we can allow ourselves the luxury of being open to change, and not just wholesale, just embracing everything. Like some companies made the mistake of embracing AI to substitute for their employees. They laid off all their employees, and guess what happened? They started hiring them all back
Hmm. Yep.
because you can't replace people like that. And yeah, we even you have a voicemail tree That's a kind
Mhm.
of an AI, right?
Yeah,
But
they have
guess
like
what?
people calling you now and telemarketers. Hi, my
Yeah.
name is.
And I can tell
Yeah.
you, even at my clinic, we have a voicemail tree. It's only one. It goes, it's basically says, if you want to make an appointment, press one. If you want to talk to billing, press two. That's it. And then people can get in right away. There's not this thing where you get another voice tree, and another voice tree, and another voice tree. No, I don't, what happened to customer service?
Yeah, they just say customer service representative.
Yeah. So yeah, we try to make it simple. And
So,
we'll see what happens.
you going to be at any upcoming events over the next 6 to 12 months, or anything coming in the next 3 months? Anything that you've got on your horizon that you're going to be panels or anything like that?
I only focus on Comic Con just because it's the
The
queen,
best,
the
biggest,
Queen Con.
queen of.
Well, New York is actually pretty impressive
Yes,
too.
it is. We've been wanting to check that one out. I think that was this weekend. This is the last day today, I believe.
Yeah, and I still think, when I could probably get into New York if I wanted to, but
Mhm.
it's a big trip.
It is.
And
It's a
I've gotten better at consolidating my booth because you know how much those animals cost to
they're
assemble and
big.
move?
How much is that?
About 13, 14 grand to bring them there, assemble
Makes sense
them,
because
and
the
then move
weight,
them
right,
back.
and the transportation, and the waiting on.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so imagine if I'm going to move that to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's one thing if I had a huge budget, but now I don't. I realize that you can only spend so much money and not get a return. You
Yeah,
could only last so long. This industry, you buckle in for the long haul.
it's
You're not
true.
going to get famous like in a year. It's going
Very
to
true.
be it's a
What has
long
it been like
haul.
a formula of like 20 to 30 years for, like, or something like that? Like, you start when you're 20s, by the time you're 50, you've done something, or some kind of like formula.
Yeah, I think I would have to say it's if you start in your 20s, I think by the time you're let's see, I'm just using John Bruno as an example.
Mhm.
Um he was already doing great stuff in his 40s.
Yeah.
He was already
About
doing
20
great
years
stuff.
or so, give or take. Yeah. It's about the formula.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
so
know
but
where that formula
he's been doing
came
it for a while.
from, but it's like engraved in the universe.
Well, I think what happens if you've got capital, if you're
Mhm.
capitalized well,
Yeah.
and you have good ideas, and you've got great people skills, and you're not an a-hole, you'll
Mhm.
get there maybe in 10 years. I'm there in my 10 years. I'm hoping for 10.
That's good. Well, I mean, I'm talking about, like, so, like, you say somebody likes an actor or something like that, and they started doing some small roles in their 20s and their 30s. Maybe they got a little something, like, and then maybe in their
Mm.
40s they got a big break, and then, like, then they're once they did some good stuff, they got an award, and then they're no. That's like 20, 10, 20, 15, 15, 20 years right there. Easy.
Well, you can also see people who they do really well in their and then they
Nowadays, yeah,
burn out. And
yeah,
then they
now,
burn out.
yeah, they burn out.
So you're better off buckling in for a long haul,
Mhm.
having to really grounds you. I mean, I'm just telling you about me. I'm every
Yeah,
time I go back and I treat patients and I'm doing physical therapy, I'm like at peace. I'm so peaceful
good.
because it's like this is my career. This is what I do. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful for it. Of course, our healthcare system is kind of lame, but you
Yeah.
got to do what you got to do what you're given, right? And so I, I'm glad I have a career doing something else that I love. Do I love creating comic books more than doing physical therapy? Well, the novelty of it was really cool. Now I'm kind of like Walt Disney. I just spin a few plates.
Nice.
I got the money to make the plate, and then I spin it. And then I have like right now I have two projects going on, but I just check in with the artist every now and then. Actually, I have three, but I just check in with the artist every now and then, and then I go back to work, and then I go and try to enjoy this. This is the
Oh, there
sunset
you go.
in
That's
the
gorgeous.
East Bay. You could Golden Gate Bridge is behind me
Mhm.
someplace, but you try to enjoy your life and not get too wrapped up. Because I was kind of wrapped up in the Hollywood thing, and I
Mhm.
was helping a lot of people with their projects, and then I realized, oh, wait a second, I
You've got
can't
project.
spread myself.
Right. You
I had to, well, but first of all, I had to have confidence that
can't.
my stuff was good enough,
Right.
right? And what
Mhm.
happened was when I brought all my stuff, everything, including other people's stuff, other writers' stuff that I had done and turned into comic books. And I didn't say anything. I said, just look at the stuff and tell me what
Mhm.
you think. And he just said, he wasn't kissing my ass. I'm sorry, can I say that? Okay. He wasn't kissing
Yeah,
my behind.
I'm okay.
And he just said, look, your stuff is actually the best. And that
Okay.
floored me.
Oh,
That
good.
floored me. Okay. He goes, you know, you need to, and he goes, promote your stuff. Focus on your stuff. Just do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's the same thing as when I told you that David Webb Peoples, who was the screenplay writer for the original
Mhm.
Blade Runner,
What is the boy runner?
and he also wrote The Unforgiven,
Mhm.
and then Lady Hawk.
Mhm.
You know, he wrote the one with
Yeah.
that Kurt Russell
Legendary
film,
movies.
Soldier. Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah,
just
that's the
wrote
one.
12.
References Blade
He
Runner in
also,
that film, by the way.
so this guy read The Rescuer, the first
Okay.
issue. And we quoted him, and you saw a little quote there. He goes, "It's
Mhm.
really hard to make a relatable superhero, but Alan, I think you did it. Good job." I almost melted when he told me that.
That's good words. That's impressive.
Yeah, because you're talking about someone who's that iconic, who is really an amazing force, you know, screenplay writer, and just giving you that kind of compliment. And as a story writer myself, yeah. So that's how
That,
come when maybe I can't take a compliment, but it was just. Um, you know, you sometimes, you know, when someone gives you a compliment, it's almost like you want to quit because that's good enough. You know,
I mean, I get what you're
you're just
saying,
done. You're
but
done, right?
you got to continue forward, and it's like you got one compliment, then you need more good compliments. But you got to
No, not
mentally
me.
inspire yourself to do better. You know.
Yeah, not me. With the music stuff, I got submitted for a Grammy last year.
Oh,
Not
that's
nominated,
pretty big
submitted.
right there,
So
dude.
I was with 200 other people submitted for best solo pop performance. But you know, Taylor Swift and Billie
Right.
Eilish and Beyonce,
Who's
they took
that?
the nominations away. Yeah, like, oh yeah, who are those? But it was funny because even then I realized when I was nominated, it was because the guy who nominated me also had worked on some of my music,
Okay.
and he also saw that I was a team player. It wasn't about me. It was about, I even helped other musicians fund their records.
Okay.
I was helping everybody else too. It wasn't just about me. And so I guess I wasn't narcissistic enough to pursue my music career,
Right.
because you have to have a certain element. No, you have to have a certain
Yes.
element of that selfishness to just say, "Oh wow, I don't care about anybody else. It's all about me." And then you keep your head down. But I've got
Mm,
friends and family. I want to spend time with them. I
sure.
don't want to, you know,
Be on tour
singing to
27
thousands of
hours a day.
strangers.
Right.
Yeah, and when I went on tour, I did an international tour. I went to
Mhm.
India and Dubai, and I could tell you 20 hours of promotion for every half hour of singing.
That's man.
And I was exhausted. I was because, you know, someone asked me, "Oh, don't you get tired of talking?" Oh, you never get tired of talking about yourself. That's what my wife says. And I said, no, I actually got tired of talking about myself.
Wow.
I got so sick of it. It's like, you know, this is really bad. You know, you want to share, but I
Yeah.
was so sick of, you know, putting myself out there. It was like, what? No, it's not, because you're not getting anything back. See?
You just, I mean, a lot of times, like even the interviewers and reporters, some of them they ask the same redundant questions, about whatever. Then I like to, I mean, my stuff, I like to kind of throw a little uniqueness to it or some kind of curveball question. Boom, never had that one before. Oh wow, I never thought about that. But
Oh, and
speaking of that,
I've known you for a long time, so yeah, I've always wanted. Oh, I'll get interviewed by Owen because he'll ask me some cool stuff.
well, this is what I was going to get to. You also have an animation company, and
Oh,
what are
yeah.
some of the things you're doing with that, or what kind of things that you have done with that in the
Well,
animation?
the animation company was mainly to help springboard yeah, the other IPs that I had. And as it turns out, with the minute the AI came up, it
Hmm.
was like it put all the animation that I was doing, it didn't look so good anymore.
Yeah, I thought the animation was
Okay,
great with
so,
German.
yeah, but it just all of a sudden the quality, they've got retrained to look at things differently.
Yeah,
And and I hope, like I said, it's not going to become like all of a sudden things are going to get cheapened.
yeah,
People are going to be retrained for a lower bar. And that's my greatest fear, is that people will grow accustomed to stuff that's not, didn't
Real.
take a
It's not
virtuoso to do.
creative. Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of singers use pitch correction,
Yeah, it's
right?
true. Yeah.
I'm um, even one of the artists that I'd really like. Uh, who is that? Why am I drop? We can't drop these names anymore.
Oh,
Um,
what kind of genre? What kinds of songs
oh,
they got?
he does hip hop.
Okay.
I only say that you are better now, better now.
Oh,
Remember that
Post
one?
Malone.
Post. And he goes to concerts, and it's correcting him the whole time.
Yeah.
And then one time it broke down, and he goes, "Well, this is how I really am out of tune." Nobody cared. They're just there to see him.
Fantasy Post Malone.
Yeah. So you know, yeah. So I guess it's okay. I mean, everyone, there's no criticism. It's like, I thought it was important to sing in tune. At least when I go on stage, I do. I try.
Well, we've
Yeah.
got about a minute or so left. I want to go over. First off, I want to thank you for joining on the broadcast today.
A real
Al.
pleasure. And Owen, thank you for asking me.
No problem, man. Do you have any websites or any links you'd like to shout out about any of the stuff y'all are doing? Or
Absolutely. It's Allen Ling Music, ALLENLING Music, MUSIC.com.
okay,
And I'll pop up there. My music stuff pops up, my comic book stuff pops up, and I don't think my physical therapy business pops up, but
well, that's all good. Let me show you the website real quick. I got it on the screen here.
okay, thanks.
Boom! I think that showed it.
That's it.
Nice looking site there, man.
Yeah, that was Eric Reynolds and his wife Sherry. See, they're just fantastic.
Mhm. Very cool.
So
Well, this has been a pleasure, man. I want to have you back on once you get the stuff going with the show and all that jazz. I want to thank you so much again, Al.
yeah. Well, maybe before Comic-Con or something like
Yeah,
that,
for
because
sure.
I'll have made some progress by then, and hopefully we would have had an option, and then I could talk about going from zero to hero in 10 years.
You should write a book about that. That'd be really cool. I think that would be. I mean, like an actual book, not a comic.
Yeah. But you know how I'm so sick of talking about this stuff.
You have a good night, Alan. Peace, brother.
Thank you so much, Owen. You